Welcome to Real Girl Talk Podcast Radio. Welcome back to Real Girl Talk Podcast Radio. I am your host, Sherry Ricard. I am a medical professional, author, adversity recovery specialist, and co-founder of Silver Lining Wellness Company. I love sharing my faith and bringing you fascinating guests, Friday Fire messages, thinking outside the box, sharing ideas for business, beauty, and lifestyle abundance, and always committed to keeping it real. Now let's level up and let's dive in. Hello, welcome back to the show. My name is Sherry and I'm your host of Real Girl Talk. If this is the first time that you're joining me here on Real Girl Talk, welcome. And to all of my loyal listeners, thank you. You know, I don't take any of you for granted, not one single week. So thank you for coming back. And if you haven't had a chance to listen to episode 156, which was last week, we talked about 4 keys to prepare for your opportunity and what that actually meant. And we went over taking a leap of faith, LEAP, and what that means. Look, expect, act, and prepare. And before we left off, I told you today we were going to pick up talking about developing a plan for personal growth and also getting crystal clear on what you want. So these are the 7 steps for success. It's basically a 7-step checklist for success. The first one being use your imagination. We went over that in the last episode. Learn the language of success. And then we're going to pick up here on developing a plan for personal growth. That would be step 3. But before I do that, I want to make sure that we talked a little bit more about opportunities and what prepare actually means. Prepare is getting ready, right? So when you're preparing to go out to dinner, you're preparing for work or whatever you're preparing for, it's get ready, prepare yourself. Did you know that that's biblical? Ezekiel 38:7 says, get ready, prepare yourself. Preparation time is never wasted time. This is why I talk about preparing in a daily journal, planning out your week, planning out your year, setting your goals. It's important because it's not just a focus of visualization, but it's also organization. And we really need that in our life with everything that you have going on. If you're not organized, you will tend to get overwhelmed and you tend to get frustrated, and frustration brings on anxiety and just a whole slew of mental health and physical health issues. So I'm huge about organization and preparation. Zig Ziglar says, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. I like that quote. And also, did you know Larry Bird, the great basketball player Larry Bird, would shoot 500 free throw shots every single morning before his first class? Also, little tidbit for you, Jim Carrey would sit in front of a mirror contouring his face like we see him do in the movies for hours, perfecting that skill. And Winston Churchill, some of you may not know, he practiced his speeches compulsively. So what were they all doing? What do they all have in common? They were actually preparing for an opportunity that they knew was going to come. Because remember, when opportunity comes, it's too late to prepare. We talked about that in the last episode. People are always rewarded in public for what they do in private. I think Tony Robbins talks about that a lot. So what do you need to do to prepare? What do you need to be proactive and get ready for in your life? Is it to get your credit score higher and maybe get your finances in order? Maybe you just want to start reading a book every day. You know, maybe it's just to go to the bank and open another account and start putting money back and saving for something that you know that you may have an opportunity for. It's time to get prepared right now. Maybe it's just joining the gym. Yeah, I'm weak on that. I don't like gyms. I know. I love my Peloton, but I do not like going to a gym. Maybe you want to start a book. Start on your first chapter. Maybe just do an outline of that book. Save money for something in particular. Maybe it's a vacation. Maybe it's, I don't know, a proposal. Maybe the guy is getting ready to propose and you know he needs to be saving and maybe you can help him do that. Maybe you just want to enroll in a class or clean out your garage. That's organization. You're always going to benefit when you sow a financial seed. So let me tell you, what is sowing a financial seed in preparation? When you sow financial seeds into someone else or into something else, you actually can say, Lord, I sow this seed for the house that I'm preparing. Give it away. I don't care if it's the guy on the corner. You know, a lot of times people say, well, I'm not going to pull over and give this guy $5 or $20 or whatever it is. If it's not in your heart, then don't do it. But never criticize those that do, because it's not really up to you what they do with that money. It's the sowing the seed of that money into that person and then praying over them and then let God take it from there, right? He may just be using you to sow that seed into someone. And how do you know whether the guy's going to buy drugs or the woman's going to buy drugs or he or she is actually going to get a burger? You know, or maybe a case of water, or in this day and age, anything for their kids to eat, because a lot of people are financially strapped. And if you have an extra five in your wallet and you want to sow that seed, maybe there's a special ministry that you want to sow a seed into because you love what they're putting out. You love what they're putting out there and you want to be supportive. You can actually go back and support this show. Guys, I give away things all of the time and it cost me money. So if you enjoy Real Girl Talk, you can go back to sherryricard.com and you can go to the podcast and it says be a supporter. And anything that you give goes into me giving away my 30-day devotional and lifestyle workbook. I give those to people in need. I give them to women's groups. And I am also this summer going to be shipping those books to women's prisons. So women need to be in prison, need to have also a 30-day devotional and lifestyle workbook to prepare for the day that they get out. And so I think it's real important that they create a vision within themselves behind those walls and that they can see themselves outside of those walls. So I welcome your support. Anyone in any type of ministry welcomes the support, because when you give, it helps them sow a seed into someone else and it just flourishes from there, from one person to the next. So always take some type of initiative to open a door for someone else, because you never know when an opportunity is going to come your way. So remember, it's look, expect, act, and prepare. And that is a leap of faith. This is for your dreams that you have in your heart, and God blesses what you prepare for. All right, so we're going to kind of shift a little bit and go to our third step that we started last week on the 7-step checklist for success. Step number 3 was develop a plan for personal growth. So you have to be intentional, ladies, about your personal growth. You have to make it one of your top priorities to plan for personal growth. If you haven't done a vision board or you haven't set up for this year, you can set up right now. Next month, we are going to be in the second half of 2022. So if you haven't done your vision board yet, if you haven't set your goals for 2022, you can do it. Where do you want to be at the end of this year? You can do it right now. Maybe you just want to develop personal growth and enroll in some type of course. Maybe you want to join a class outside of being online. Maybe you just want to take that course because it's going to help push you and challenge you and keep you accountable for the growth that you've set a goal for. So set a goal to read maybe a certain number of books each year. I know that I've told you guys before, research shows that top millionaires and billionaires read 12 to 15 books a year. Oh my gosh, just the thought of reading 12 to 15 books a year makes me go, oh my gosh, when would I actually have time for that? But I'll tell you what I do. I set time daily to actually read. Now, it's usually right before I go to bed. I will read maybe 20, sometimes 30 minutes before I shut everything down. It kind of makes me a little tired and I can absorb everything, but then I'm tired and I'm ready to go to bed. And what I have done is I have set books by my chair that I want to read this year. And sometimes I go from one book to the next. I don't pick up one and read it all the way to the end. I might read one chapter or two out of one book and then jump to the next. But I have the books that I want to read this year right by my big chair in my den. So that may help you too. If there's a couple of books that you want to read before the end of the year, go ahead and get them, set them out, whether it be by your bed, if that's where you like to read, or maybe in the den or a quiet area, a hearth room somewhere. Set them there with your glasses. That's what I do. And it will help remind you to get your reading in every day. It really helps in your personal growth. So you owe it to yourself to develop what God has put in you. Okay, so we're going to go to step 4 on the checklist for success, and that's getting crystal clear on what you want. Most people don't get what they want in life because they don't even know what they want. That's why I tell you to write it down. What do you want in life? Is it to buy a house? Is it to pay off a house? Is it to get a new car? Is it to pay off your car? Is it to go on a certain trip? Maybe it's just to have a child. Whatever it is, you have to get crystal clear on what you want, or you cannot prepare. You don't know what direction to go. If you think about it, if you don't know where you want to go, or maybe you have a destination, you know what you want, but you don't know how to get there. If you're pulling out of your driveway in your car, you're going to set your GPS, right? So that is your master plan in getting where you want to go. The same is true in our lives. We have to set up a plan and work that action in order to get what we want out of life and know where we want to go. So go to a new level of clarity here and get crystal clear on what you want. So I want you just to kind of imagine right now. Imagine it's December 31st and you say, this has been the most phenomenal year of my life. What would need to happen for you to actually say that? That is a good place to start. Write that down. What needs to happen for you to say that 2022 was a phenomenal year in personal growth, financial growth, or whatever it is that you want? Write that down. Write it down and write at least 7 to 10 goals for the remaining of this year. Okay? Write them down for 30 days. Don't skip a day. You want to get that vision. You want to repeat those goals in your head over and over. You can find pictures to match those goals and create a vision board if you want, or you can just write them down. I like to get crystal clear because I'm a visual learner. That's how I got through nursing school, was visual learning. I like to hear it and I have to see it. So however you learn best is the way that you need to set your goals. Remember, declare them out loud every single day. And make sure you're sowing a financial seed for those dreams, that financial seed into someone else. So update your progress on each goal each month and see how far you've gotten. You'll be surprised when you get really organized and focused on how far that you can go. All right, so let's jump to number 5.
Today's episode is sponsored by AG1, made by Athletic Greens. AG1 has become a morning routine for me and my husband. One delicious scoop of AG1, and we are absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, and probiotics. This helps us get our day started off right. With AG1's special blend of ingredients, you will support your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and even aging, all of the things. It doesn't taste healthy, which is what we love about it. We can take it with us when we travel. No more handfuls of vitamins that really make my stomach hurt. AG1 is truly giving us the absorption and support that we need with mental clarity and alertness, and it costs less than $3 a day. With a ton of people taking some kind of multivitamin, it's important to choose one with high quality ingredients that your body will actually absorb. And right now, it's time to reclaim your health and your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. And to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free year supply of immune supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/real girl talk. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/real girl talk to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
Practice your craft. It's all about preparation for where God is taking you. We talked about that in the Leap of Faith. Coach John Wooden said, just like I told you in the last episode, when opportunity comes, it's too late to prepare. When God sees you doing your part, He's going to open those doors that no man can shut. Because let me tell you something. If you're wanting a promotion, or you're wanting to start a business, or you're wanting to have a baby, whatever it is, pray over that and know and have faith that that's going to come to pass. Because if it is meant to be and it's in God's will, there is no darkness, evil, demon, person, thing, corporation, there is nothing that can come against it if your name is on it. If it's God's will, it's going to happen. When God needed someone to slay a giant, He looked to see who was prepared. David killed a lion and he killed a bear in private, but that prepared him to kill Goliath in public. Isn't that kind of a cool analogy? That comes from Terry Seville Foy. You have skills that can lead to a successful life, but you have to know it. You have to have faith in yourself. It's one thing for someone to have faith in you, but how much faith do you actually have in yourself? How much faith have you put in God for your dreams, your goals, your opportunities to come to pass? You have to sharpen them. Whatever your craft and your skills are, whatever you're doing, you have to sharpen those skills. Every day, you should spend some time learning, growing, and improving, because that is getting you prepared for whatever opportunity that's coming your way. All right? Number 6, I want you to turn whatever pain you have into your power. And I say this from experience. Warren Buffett said that he would not even invest in any business where the owner hasn't failed at least twice, because he knew that investment would be worth it. He knew if that person had failed, they would be taking that pain and working even harder. They would turn it into their power, and he wanted someone committed. That's where he wanted to invest his money. So think about that. Every successful person has setbacks. They've had failures. They've had mistakes, disappointments, regrets. We all have. You're not the only one on the crazy bus and the chaos bus. It's all of us. But they learned how to use that pain to fuel them to work harder and go harder after their dreams. They basically turned their mess into their message, which is what I've done. You know, back in 2007, when my son Bryant was killed in an auto accident, 17 years old, beautiful child, all-star athlete, first baseman, 4.2, National Honor Society, voted most attractive of his senior class. He was just a wonderful, wonderful child. And I will tell you, there's not a day, not one single day that goes by that I don't miss my son. But I have learned to put my faith in God. God has fueled me. He has fueled that pain and turned it into power, purpose, and passion, so I can pass it along and maybe help somebody else. So what pain have you gone through that you can use as fuel for power and purpose and passion to help someone else? Because let me tell you something, this may hurt somebody's feelings, but news alert, it's not all about you. It's not all about you. It's not all about me, and what you want out of life. Although God wants the best for us and He wants us to succeed. But sometimes you have to deviate and start thinking about someone else. And when you're not looking at you, this is when all of your blessings come towards you. When you're blessing someone else, God is blessing you. Does that make sense? Your struggles are the very things that God can use most powerfully to help others. So remember that, because behind every pain becomes a purpose and a passion to progress and prepare for what God has for you. You have to simply believe. And that's our final step. The step for success on our checklist is simply believe. Throughout the Word of God, Jesus says, only believe. Only believe. He says that multiple times in the Bible. If you go down all of this checklist and apply every single step that we talked about, but you don't fully believe that God can do it, it won't happen. Faith is dead without action, right? So we have to put action behind our faith. Jesus said, be it unto you according to your faith. So some people may ask, and I've actually heard it being said, and people have asked me, how come not everyone succeeds in life? How come not everyone? And success is just relative, right? So success can be a lot of different things. You can have your own home and car and a wonderful job and family, and you have succeeded in life. And I truly believe that. There's some people that believe without $1 million, they're not successful. Without a multi-six-figure income, they're not successful. Without a college degree, they're not successful. It's all relative in what you define success. But he says, be it unto you according to your faith. So why is everyone not successful according to what they believe success is? Because they never believed they could have it in the first place. There was no faith. So where there's no faith, there's no action. And without action, those works are dead. So if you believe it, it will work. And if you don't, it won't. That's just the facts. That is true. I am standing here telling you that if you truly believe in every single thing that God has gifted you with, you pray over it, you pray for it, you pray for others, you do unto others, and you wake up every day saying, God, who can I bless today? Get the focus off of yourself all of the time. Write down your goals, believe in them, work towards them, master your craft, whatever it may be, and then sow seeds into someone else. Believe they're going to come to pass, and they will. Believe with all of your might. Do everything you can in the natural, and I want you to watch God do the supernatural. I hope this has really helped you today. If you did not have a chance to go back and listen to last week's episode 156, remember that is where we talked about the way to prepare. So 4 keys in preparation for your opportunity. And then today we finished up our 7-step checklist for success. If this helped you in any way, please pass this along to a family, coworker, good friend. I truly appreciate it. And don't forget to go back and leave me a rating and review. It helps me so much in the rankings to reach more and more people around the world. I hope you have a wonderful and wonderful, blessed day. Mwah. Love you guys.
Thank you for tuning in all the way through Real Girl Talk Show. Make sure you subscribe anywhere you listen to podcasts. And if you happen to have iTunes, would you do me a favor and leave me a review on the show? I know you're going to leave me a 5-star, right? That's the way that I can reach more and more people around the world. Remember, whatever you wish to receive, you have to first give. And I know that you're the kind of person that wants to reach people all over the world and inspire them. You can copy this link and share it with your family and friends. Share it on social media. Remember, people need to be uplifted and inspired more than ever today. Thank you so much for being a part of Real Girl Talk community. And until next time, go after your dreams, create your vision, and truly be the person God intended you to be. Healthy, happy, whole, and full of life. Love you.